Hello and welcome to episode 3 in the series. Time to return to the Holdens and review something special. The model I'm reviewing for this episode is the Holden Racing Team VE Commodore that raced to third place in the 2010 Bathurst 1000. The number 2 Commodore was driven by regular HRT driver Garth Tander, who was joined by Cameron McConville as his co-driver. 2010 marked the 20th anniversary of HRT's inaugural win at Bathurst in 1990, with drivers Alan Grice and Wyn Percy, so this was commemorated by HRT running a retro livery reminiscent of that used on the 1990 winning car. Before covering the model, I thought I'd provide a bit of a history on the team. The Holden Racing Team began as the Holden Special Vehicles Team in 1988, following the formation of HSV itself in 1987. This arrangement came following the fallout with Peter Brock over the infamous energy polarizer, and the planned release of the Brock Director through Brock's HDT Special Vehicles. Holden brought in Tom Walkinshaw from the UK to start a new arrangement that would produce special road vehicles, and after producing 500 units of its first model, the VL Group A, develop a race team that would capitalise on this development. For the sake of time, I won't delve into the history of this period too much, as it was messy to say the least. In 1990, the team was officially relabelled as the Holden Racing Team, and made a big statement at Bathurst that year. The VL Commodore number 16 should have been no match for the turbocharged Ford Sierras and Nissan GTRs, but they all broke down with reliability issues in that race. HRT therefore picked up its first Bathurst crown, and would add further ones in 1996, 2001, 2002, 2005, 2009 and 2011. To mark the 20th anniversary of the first win, HRT ran a special tribute retro livery on both its number 2 and number 22 VE Commodores at the 2010 Bathurst 1000. This is yet another model from Classic Carlectables, but from the golden era of their model production with full interior detail. The packaging is the usual cardboard box. Again, the model is screwed to a base and then enclosed in a clear perspex case. The box is decorated just like the car, which is a nice touch. The back of the packaging shows some of the detail highlights to be found on the model. The usual certificate is supplied to indicate that the model is part of a limited edition run of 1500 pieces. I have 109 out of 1500. The model has the same level of detail as the previous car shown in episode 2. The wheels are the correct spoke profile ones used by HRT at the time, and the tyres feature the Dunlop signage. The replication of the livery is quite good, but perhaps not as crisp as other models. The Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000 logo is a case in point. HRT had to balance the older livery while still featuring their 2010 sponsors, such as Toll and Red Rooster, so the livery is not an exact copy of the one used in 1990, but is close enough considering it is applied to a VE Commodore and not a VL Commodore. A nice detail is the drivers' surnames are on the front guards, as well as the now traditional ones on the passenger windows at the rear. Another nice touch was if HRT had been able to put the old style numbers on the doors, but this might have been difficult to do while retaining the large Toll logos. Moving to the inside of the car, there is all the usual details one would expect except for the window net. On the roof there are the radio aerials and the knacker duct. Now we come to the faults. As already mentioned, the logo for the Bathurst 1000 event on the front doors is not as crisp in reproduction as some of the other signage. The lack of a driver's window net is another unusual admission, and I wish Classics had made models like this with at least an opening bonnet, which they have done on the 1/43 scale models like the 1983 Bathurst winner. So on to the rating out of 10. I would give it an 8 out of 10 because the interior detail is there. It doesn't quite match the execution of the last model I reviewed overall, so it loses a point there. It is still better than what Classics now produce, so 8 seems to be a happy medium. It was another must-have for my collection, as I like well-executed retro liveries. At the time of editing this review, I also have a 1/64 scale version of the same model, but have no plans to get a 1/18 one to complete a trio. Well, that is it from me in this third V8 Supercar model review. Let me know what you thought of it. The next episode will feature another Bathurst car, and this will be a great race winner. See you next time.